Hey guys, so I forgot to record an intro, but it's fine. So I'm using the Brow Wiz by Anastasia in medium brown. I've been liking it a lot more because I feel like it makes my brows look more natural. So yeah, and I recorded the first brow, but it came out blurry. So usually I brush out my brows first, and I always brush them upward. And I usually start not in the front because I don't like when the line is all the way in the beginning. It looks more fake to me, and I usually just follow the bottom of my eyebrow. So I usually just create my line, and then once I start filling it in, I always flick upwards because I really like how it looks, the feathery brows. And that's what I'll do throughout the whole brow, is just keep flicking upwards. And I always go in and brush out my brows upwards so everything's blended in, the product, and then the line, there's like no harsh lines. And then once I get to the top, I do basically the same thing, and I don't start all the way in the beginning when I'm creating my line. And I just follow the top of my brow. Also, when I'm doing my brows and filling everything in, I have a really light hand, and I feel like that has a lot to do with the way your brows come out. So that's just like a little tip. And then here I'm just brushing them up to see if they look even. Obviously brows are not, twins or sisters, so but I try to get them as perfect as possible. So lately I've been using the LA Girl concealer in light ivory. I actually really like it. And I use the same brush that I always use, the Morphe M421. When I do this part, I always start at the end of the tail. I don't know why, but I just like doing that better. But when I'm doing the concealer, I always make sure I have a lot of concealer on the brush, so the brush is as thin as possible and the brows come out super sharp. Also, when I'm doing this part, I really take my time with it just because I'm a perfectionist and I really like my brows to be like super straight and perfect. And usually the front of the brow is always the most complicated for me. And when I'm doing the front of the brow, I always look up to see if the line is straight. That's something I've always done, and you'll see throughout the video that I keep doing that. And then this is the same BH Cosmetics brush that I always use to clean up my concealer under my brows. It is like one of my favorites, and yeah, that's what I pretty much do. Always in the beginning, I swipe up and I clean up the beginning of the brow just to make sure there's no product so it doesn't look fake. And then obviously this eyebrows look basically the same, but I thought you guys would like to see how I do this one also. I don't know why, but I always have so much trouble with this brow, especially towards the front of the brow, because I try to get it the exact same as the first brow I work on. So this one always gives me problems. Also, I always clean up the concealer at the tail of the brow, at the end of the brow, if that makes sense. And here are both of the brows. I love, love, love this foundation. And this is what I'm using to conceal the top of my brows. It's in medium dark 115. And this brush, I think it's from e.l.f. I don't know, it doesn't say, but I've had it for a while. So usually when I'm doing the top of my brow, I don't start all the way in the beginning. I always start towards the middle, just like if I was creating my line to fill in my brows. But once I do that, I just follow my line, and then I use the same BH Cosmetics brush to clean up the top. I didn't realize I was covering it a little bit, but sorry guys. And so when I'm doing the front of my brow, cleaning it up, I always use my finger and go the opposite way. I don't know why, but it looks like more natural to me, and it's like the line isn't there anymore. Also, I use foundation at the top of my brow so it blends in with when I put my foundation all over my face, because I noticed that some people would do like the concealer on the top. It's like everybody has lighter concealers because you want it for your under eye. So yeah, that's just something I do also. Guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it was kind of easy to understand, but yeah, let me know guys.